welcome to the first ever episode of my podcast. The name is Banter with Brooke. I am your host, Brooke Polis, and today this is just an introduction episode. Sorry if you hear my dog barking in the background. This episode is just an introduction to me and kind of what the podcast is going to be about. Since I don't have a platform already, that's why I wanted to do this first episode, just so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. So, like I said, my name is Brooke Polis. I am the host of this show. I am 20 years old. I live in Illinois. It's about an hour away from Chicago, the town that I live in. Sorry also if you see me look down. I wrote down some notes just so I can remember what I wanted to say to you guys. I live with my mom, my grandpa, my brother and sister, and my pets. So my brother and sister are twins. They're 18 years old. And I have 2 dogs and a bunny. My dogs' names are Blue and Jake, and my bunny's name is Carmel. Actually, the reason I live with my grandpa is because when my mom was younger, she really knew she wanted to have kids, but she never found somebody. So she decided to use a sperm donor to have me and my brother and sister. And so that is why I live with my grandpa now, because when she found out, my siblings are twins, and when she found out that she was pregnant with them, she was really scared and didn't know what she was going to do. So she sold her house that me and her were living in at the time, and my grandparents sold their house, and now we've lived in this house together ever since. I am going to do an episode later on having my mom as a guest, and I'm going to talk to her about all that stuff, her process using a sperm donor and everything like that, because I think that would be a really cool episode, and I think a lot of people don't know too much information about that, or there's a lot of information about like my side, like the kids who were made from a donor, but not like the mother's side who used the actual sperm donor. So that will be a cool episode later on. Some other things about my personality, things I like to do. I love to cook. I like to color. I like watching YouTube. Watching YouTube and coloring are probably like the 2 main things that I do. I like to watch TV. I love being outside. I love to shop, especially antique shopping and going to like flea markets and farmers markets. And I love like little shops. Like I'm such a whore for little shops like that. I really like to dance too. Like I've never been a dancer. I'm not like a professional dancer, but dancing is just so much fun. I like doing hair. I like doing makeup. I like getting ready, like just being a girl, you know. I really love Adventure Time. As you can see, I have this wall hanging on my wall. It is the Cosmic Owl from Adventure Time. That is my absolute favorite show. And I honestly really want to do an episode one day, like analyzing my favorite episodes from the show, or just analyzing the show as a whole, because that show is insane. The other things behind me I can show you. These 2 paintings right here, I actually painted those. That's just, I don't do art really, but I enjoy creating stuff, and I love like sun and moon and everything like that. And I just painted those with friends, and I really like them. I have this lava lamp. It's very cute. My favorite color is purple, and I just wanted a lava lamp for my little set, so I got a purple one. I have this pumpkin that I got from a little shop downtown, in the town that I live in. They have a bunch of little shops. It's so cute, and I got that pumpkin because it's fall time. This mushroom my friend got me for my birthday, and I love it. This little succulent, it's a fake plant, but little van, another one of my friends got me for my birthday one year. Then I have these 3 squishmallows. That's another thing about me. I love stuffed animals. I don't know why. I don't know. I've always been like that. Like I still have some of my childhood stuffed animals saved. And these 3 squishmallows are about 3 of probably the 50 that I have. It's really a problem, but I have Jack the Skeleton because Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my favorite movies. I love like all the Tim Burton style things. I love Corpse Bride. I like the movie Coraline. I also love The Greatest Showman. I like the movie Dear John. I like Daddy's Home and Daddy's Home 2. I love like the old Christmas movies. I love like A Year Without a Santa Claus or Rudolph the Grinch. Like I love all of those movies. Then on the other side behind me, I have that little tree right there, which I made with my aunt at this class at another shop in town. Actually, I got it from the same shop as that pumpkin, but we made those little wire trees. Then next to it are some of my crystals. I have a bunch of other crystals. I'm really into them. And then I made that witch as well at a pottery place near me. And then the flowers my mom got me for Christmas last year or the year before, the Lego flowers. So that's my little set. The set's going to change throughout the seasons and everything. I'm going to change what I have on the shelf just to change it up. And obviously during Christmas time, I'm not going to have the pumpkin and stuff. But sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. Those are the movies that I really like. The TV shows, like I said, I like Adventure Time. I like a lot of cartoons. I like SpongeBob, Regular Show, Amazing World of Gumball. I also love Euphoria. I really liked 13 Reasons Why when it came out. I really like a lot of TV and movies. I just like consuming content. And I get so into it. I also love to read, and same with like movies. Along with books, I get so into them. Like I'll cry when they're over, or like I get really attached to the characters. Like I love shows and movies and books. I used to hate reading, but I've really gotten into reading recently. Another thing I love to do is drive around and listen to music. My town's pretty small. There's not much to do. I mean, there is, but since I've lived here for so long, it's kind of like, okay, you've done it all. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. And so one of the things I love to do is just drive around and listen to music. I absolutely love music. I don't understand how people don't like listen to music. I don't think I could live in a world without music. A lot of the music that I love SZA. I love Bryson Tiller. I really like Lil Skies. I'm listening to a lot of rap recently. I like basically every artist. I like Drake, Travis Scott, like literally Doja Cat, Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber. I really like everything. The only things I don't really like are like heavy metal or rock. And country's okay. I like country, but I will never choose to put it on myself. But like if it's on in the summertime and like it fits the vibe, then I'll listen to country. I also really like old music. I love Elvis and I love like Frank Sinatra. I love jazz. Like it just makes me feel nostalgic and like I'm in the olden days. Another thing about me is I love coffee and tea. I drink tea every single night and coffee every single day. I have my coffee right now, actually. And I love coffee. It is so good. I also love Mario and a bunch of Wii games. That was like my whole entire childhood. Me and my siblings would play Mario Kart, Super Mario Bros, Wii Sports, Just Dance. Also growing up, me and my siblings were always outside. Like no matter what, we just were always playing and had such a big imagination. Again, sorry if you can hear my dogs barking. My backyard's like right there. There's a window. So I'm sorry about that. But we would always play Barbies, and it's me, my sister, and my brother. And like we would just never like, we would always play with each other's toys. Like my brother had like the action figures and the Legos, and me and my sister had the Barbies and the baby dolls, and like we would just play games with all of them together. Like my brother would play Barbies with me and my sister, but then me and my sister would play Legos with my brother. So it was really cool to just have that dynamic. I'm super close with my siblings. My brother and sister are my absolute best friends in the whole world. I'm definitely gonna have them as a guest one episode. Maybe I'll have them together one time and they can talk about what it's like being a twin and stuff. And then I'll have them on as a guest individually. The next topic I want to bring up is why I am even starting this podcast in the first place. So I wanted to start this podcast. I've actually been wanting to start a podcast for about like almost a year now, I want to say. I love listening to podcasts and watching them. They're so entertaining to me. And I like feel like I'm part of the conversation. And that's what I want you guys to kind of feel like when you're listening to my podcast. I want you to just feel like we're friends and we're just talking and hanging out. And I also have just known that a 9 to 5 isn't something that I see myself doing long term. I've just always known that I couldn't work in an office all day, every day. Like that just sounds so miserable to me. And this is something that I can see myself doing as a career. So I thought, why not try it? If I want to do something and I can see myself doing it, the first step is to actually do it. So here I am filming my first ever episode. And if you're wondering why the thumbnail doesn't match what I'm wearing right now, I know none of you probably noticed or care. It was because I already had filmed the first episode, but I did not like how it turned out. So this is me re-filming it. But yeah, this is something I can see myself doing, and I love to talk. I could talk for hours and hours. That's one of my favorite things to do also, is just being with friends and family and just talking about everything for hours. And I also feel like I have a lot of opinions on everything. So what better way to combine my love for talking and my crazy amount of opinions than to start a podcast? So that is what I'm deciding to do. And I'm so excited for you guys to get to know me and see what this podcast is going to be about. I mainly want it to be kind of like a motivational, positive, self-help type of podcast, but I also am just going to have funny, random topics as well. Some of the topic ideas that I have coming up are, I came up with a list of a couple things for how to live a more positive life. I want to do an episode about mental health and anxiety, because I've suffered with anxiety for my whole entire life since I was literally in preschool. I also have an episode idea about confidence and personal growth. So just things like that. And I'm also very spiritual. Like I'm very about like what you put out into the universe comes back to you and all that stuff. So I definitely want to have episodes about that. I also want episodes, like I said, I'm going to have one interviewing my mom about the using a sperm donor topic. I have one idea of just crazy stories, because I've had so many fucking crazy things happen to me in my life. It is unreal. So I want to definitely do an episode talking about all that. Right now, what I do for work is I'm a hostess / busser at a restaurant. And I also have a nannying job for a 2-year-old little girl. And so I definitely have a lot of stories about working in the service industry and working at a restaurant as well that I definitely want to share with you guys. So those are just some ideas of what you might hear coming up. And if that sounds interesting to you, then I would love if you would subscribe to this podcast. I have the YouTube channel, which I'm going to upload the video version to every Saturday. And then I have the Spotify, which is the audio version. And then I also have a TikTok and an Instagram account. The YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok are all under Banter with Brooke. And on the TikTok and the Instagram account, I'm going to post clips from the podcast. On the TikTok more so, I'm going to post get ready with me is like day in the life style content. So like I said, they're all Banter with Brooke. If you want to follow along with me on this journey, I would really love to have you. So yeah, that's a little bit of background about me and why I wanted to start this show. And I really hope you guys feel connected. I just want you guys, when you watch this or listen to this, to just feel, like I said earlier, that we are friends and we're hanging out. And I want you guys to just be able, if you're having a bad day or you're not feeling so great, or even if you're having a great day and you're just like, I want to listen to Brooke so she can just make my day even better. Or if you're having a bad day, I just want to help you have a good day, because I just want this to be a positive, safe space for everyone to come and just enjoy themselves. I've also been told that I'm a great storyteller by my friends and family. Like, everyone likes to hear me talk, which I love to talk. So perfect. That's why I want to make this podcast as well. At the end of every episode, which is not yet, by the way, I want to leave the viewers, well, you guys, with a piece of advice / a little piece of motivation, just to end the episode on a positive note every time, so you guys feel just a slightly bit better if you're having a bad day. I just want to leave you guys with a piece of a little positive message at the end of each episode. Sometimes it'll be based on what the episode was about, but today's piece of advice that I have, or a little quote, I guess, will not be based on the episode, because this episode was just kind of background about me. What's some other things about me? I have 7 tattoos and I have a couple piercings. I have quite a few ear piercings. I have my septum pierced. I have these tattoos. I just recently got this ghost and bat one. It's so cute. I just love fall and Halloween and all of that. I have this one on my arm, which is my big 3. That's also something I'm really into. I'm really into astrology. I am a Cancer Sun, Aries Moon, Virgo rising, for any of you who are into astrology. I know a little bit about it, but I definitely want to get more into it, and I could do an episode on that as well. That one can kind of tie into the spirituality episode. Not really. I'll probably make them separate. And also, like I said about my crystals right here, I absolutely love crystals, and I really think they do help, because they just carry good energy. And I definitely want to have more guests on the podcast eventually, obviously, besides just my mom and my brother and sister. So hopefully when my podcast grows, my audience grows, I will be able to have a bigger podcast studio where I can have an actual set and everything, and have more space to have, 1, 2, or even 3 guests at a time. Some of my favorite content creators that I like to watch on YouTube, I love Kian and JC. I have loved them forever. I used to watch O2L. I really love the Cerniolo triplets. You guys are actually my dream podcast guests. So if you're watching this, I would love to have you on the podcast eventually, together or separately. I would love to interview you guys separately as well. But I love them. I love the Jubilee and the cut videos. Those are also very interesting. I like Sam and Colby. I also like watching makeup tutorials. I really will watch anything. I like consuming content. It's very interesting to me. Going back to my nannying job as well, I've been babysitting since I was 12 years old. I love children so much. It's so fulfilling to me to babysit them and nanny them. And one of the things I've wanted for such a long time is to be a mom. I'm only 20 years old, so not right now, but I really do want to have children. Let's see. My ethnicity, I am like 50. I'm German, I'm Greek, and that's basically it. I'm like English, a little bit of something else, but I'm mainly German and Greek. I love coffee, you guys. If you don't like coffee, you probably haven't had it since you were younger, I guarantee. If you try it now again and you don't like it, that's fine, but please try it again. It is so good. Mm. And like I said, these podcasts are going to be uploaded every Saturday on YouTube and Spotify. And the clips that I'm going to post on Instagram and TikTok will just be posted randomly throughout the week after the episode comes out. So stay tuned for those. Also, I got my nails done the other day and they're brown and gorgeous. So that's cute. I wanted brown for fall time. Okay, now it is time. Imagine. Okay, now I'm going to give you guys the little quote I have for the little positive message at the end of the episode. So this quote is actually a quote that I had on my bedroom wall when it was probably from like 8th grade, and then I think senior year I redid my room. So for about 4 years I had this on my wall, and this is the quote. It's be crazy, be stupid, be silly, be weird, be whatever, because life is too short to be anything but happy. And it's a little bit cringe and cheesy, but it just really resonates with me. It resonated with me then, but it resonates with me even more now, I think, because starting this podcast, for example, like people that know me and people like in my hometown that I went to high school with probably are going to see this and think I'm stupid or crazy or weird. But like the quote says, life is too short to be anything but happy. Like if this is something I want to do and it's going to make me happy, do it. And that's same for you guys. If there's something in your life that you want to do, but you're just afraid of what other people will think, or people will think you're crazy or stupid, literally, who cares? You cannot live your life for other people. Otherwise, you will be miserable. So, like I said, I've been wanting to start this for almost a year now, and I'm finally doing it. And I'm so excited and hopeful for it. And literally, life is too short to be anything but happy. And I want you guys to remember that. Just be whatever you want. And you are your own person. You don't have to be like everybody else. Be happy and be you. That is my advice for this episode. And I really hope that quote resonates with you guys as much as it did and still does with me. This episode also, I'm sorry, is going to be a little bit shorter than the rest. They're not always going to be this short. I just wanted to put this little first episode out there as just a little get to know me episode, like a little background, just because I don't have a platform already. Sometimes like YouTubers will already be famous and then they'll start their podcast, so they already have a viewing and people know who they are, but none of you guys know me yet. So I wanted to give you a little preface so you know what you're getting into. If you guys have any suggestions or episodes that you would want to see, please leave them in the comments. You can leave them in the comments on my Instagram or the TikTok account. You can DM me on Instagram, whatever you guys want to do. And I really hope you guys stick around because it's going to be a fun, awesome ride. Please subscribe to my channel, put the notifications on, and follow all the other socials. Again, all of the names are Banter with Brooke. I am Brooke Pullis, the host of your show, and the host of your show, I mean the host of this show. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye.